These are 8 huge beginner mistakes Quest users make. The first mistake that people do is not knowing that you can download games from your phone. Now, first when you get a headset or a console, you have to go to the headset itself to download games. You go to the store, you do your thing, you download the thing, and you get the thing. And by the way, as the video goes on, each mistake will get worse and worse to the point where the last mistake will cost people their entire VR headset. What you didn't know is that you can, while you're doing something else, like let's say you're doing homework, you're hyped to play a game, what you can do is go to the app on your phone, click on devices, find your headset, and then download the game you want to download on the headset. You can buy games from the phone. You can change the settings from your phone. There are a lot of things you can do from your phone or your tablet or your whatever you have to control the headset. The next big mistake that Quest users do is not knowing that you can force update your headset to the newest update. Now, what Meta does is when they release a big update, they slowly roll it out to many different people. Now, for whatever reason, I keep getting unlucky and my update is way later than everybody else's. It's okay because Meta just released a new tool to help you force update your headset. All you have to do is grab your headset, connect it to your PC, go to the website, and follow the instructions. And after that, you should be good. But before you do anything, any force update, whatever, any of that nonsense, make sure you back up your headset, okay? And if you don't back up your headset, the worst thing could happen. If you force update your headset, there is a chance that you could lose everything that you've ever owned on the headset. So be careful. Now, the next thing is not getting a head strap that is not the default head strap. Now, the default head strap is absolute badookie butters, okay? It has got to be the worst thing I've ever used in my entire life. It's really horrible. I hate every single bit of it, but this is one of the best head straps I've ever used. I mean, it's so comfortable. You can see it's so plushy. The back is plushy. This is from Kiwi. This is not sponsored, by the way, but it is sponsored by somebody, and that is VR Wave, but we'll talk about them a little bit later. You have to stop using that default head strap. It is the worst thing. The only reason I would use the default head strap is when I'm laying in bed and I have the default head strap and I'm trying to watch some content. That's it. Or I'm trying to make it easier to take with me to travel, which I never have. If you think this is bad, then just look at this next mistake that is super common amongst every single Quest user who is new. People don't watch content on the headset, which is crazy because they'll watch it on their phones, their little tiny phones, or their iPads, or on TV. But if you have the headset, you can have a much bigger and a clear experience too. I mean, the sharpness on this headset is underrated. I feel like for games it's cool, but for content it's amazing. You're probably wondering, like, okay, why wouldn't I use the controllers? It came with the headset itself, and I'm gonna tell you this now. Using the controllers is a waste of time if you're not gonna be playing a game. If you're gonna go through the headset and fiddle with the settings, or you're doing something quick, you got to use this one solution. This one solution that I recommend for every single human and snail and monkey and gorilla is to use hand tracking. Now, hand tracking saves so much time. You wouldn't understand. Every time I pick up my headset to do something, if I want to go through the files, if I want to change the settings for a video, if I want to record, it's all done with hand tracking. Hand tracking is so good to the point where it's just unbelievably amazing, and they keep updating. In the recent V66, they made it so your hand outline actually matches your real life hand. It's so much better, and they reduced, you know, the warping that they had on the headset, which is amazing. So use hand tracking as much as possible. It's amazing. There's no need to use controllers unless you're playing a game, and even then, a lot of games, especially the browser games, have hand tracking supported in it, which leads me to my next mistake, is not playing the free browser games. Now, you don't know what those are. The browser games are games on the headset. If you literally click on the browser, you can play VR games in like the Meta browser. So it's kind of like Safari or Google Chrome, but on the headset. And they have a bunch of games. A lot of them feel low quality and some of them are fun. A lot of them are boring, but it's just so cool to see these supported things. Like there's this one shooting one you can have that supports hand tracking. Now, I don't recommend you use hand tracking for that game, but it's still possible. And all of these games support hand tracking. I am pretty sure. I haven't run into a game that doesn't support hand tracking, but at the same time, I haven't played every single game. But this is nothing compared to our last mistake that people keep making, and I have made myself many times. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see that. Here's a mistake people do that costs them hundreds of free games. And this mistake is, all right, this video is sponsored by VR Wave. Now, if you don't know what VR Wave is, they are a company that sells prescription lenses for many VR headsets. They even have prescription lenses for the Apple Vision Pro that just came out. These guys are on top of their game. They sell for the Quest 3, the PSVR 2, the Pimax, the Pico, HTC, for a whole bunch of headsets, whatever prescription you have. These lenses attach magnetically to the headset. First link in the description below. Game sharing. People don't game share on the headset. Now, it's a common practice on console, but you can do it on this headset, which is practically a console. Now, to do it, if you want if your friend has a game that you want, all you have to do, all your friend has to do is on his headset, he has to, or she has to log into your account as well on the headset. And then you'll be granted all the games that your friend has. Now, if you log out of the headset, I don't know if you get to keep the games. I haven't dived that deep, but if you have somebody else's accounts on your headset, you can share their games with you. So simple, free, hundreds of games you're all missing out of. It's insane to me.
The mistake that you guys have been waiting for the entire video. This can make or break your quest within the next 2 years.
And that is actually two things: letting it die and charging it to 100%. Now, the reason why you don't want to do that things is because it adds strain to the battery. Now, the battery life on a headset doesn't stay the same for a long period of time. Over time, the battery is going to get weaker and weaker and hold less charge. So what you want to do is make sure your headset stays between 20% to 80%. Therefore, it does not strain the battery life. I mean, like, suck the life out of your battery every time. And you can have your battery last for a long time until you reach the age of 75 million years old. Your headset will be a-okay, or by the time you get the Quest. Very important you do this. If you like this video, I'll shout you out in the next one.